What's up, y'all? This is Roble, and you're watching Miss Drama TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Welcome to my world, and let's take off. Hey, good evening. Glad you came out tonight. Good evening. I'm so glad you came.
Drama queen, of course. This gentleman right in front of me is Chef Roble, and he is the star of his own show on Bravo here, right? Chef Roble and Co.
Chef Roble and Co, yes.
Yeah, I love it. So this is going to be the second season, right?
Season 2.
Season 2. Now, I feel like there's been a little bit of a gap between the first season and this season. Was there any specific reason? Because I feel like it's been maybe almost a year, right? Since we...
About a year, yeah. I got really busy.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Really busy, yeah. So, you know, when I'm taping, I have to turn away a lot of business. So the timing had to be right.
Right.
Now's the time. Now,
the great thing is that the stuff that you were working on was pretty exciting. You know, I had opportunity to kind of read into some of the events and things that you've been doing. You have opportunity to cook for the president.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about that? Was that as nerve-wracking as I think it would be, or were you pretty relaxed going into it?
It was nerve-wracking, but not for the reasons you would think.
Okay.
We're cooking at Spike Lee's house, which is an amazing home. But trying to cook for 50 people out of a kitchen that's not an industrial kitchen,
yeah,
that's stressful. I was more stressed about just having to work in this small space. For a house, it's huge.
Right.
Not for, you know, again, cooking for 50 people at once. So that's what had me stressed out more so than cooking for the president.
Gotcha.
I just wanted everything to be on time, you know. So.
Yeah. And I know... obviously, you've had the dynamic of your family on the show, working with your sister, right? And yeah, Jasmine. And so, talk a little bit about this season. I know there were a lot of fireworks, I would say, first season with the family dynamic. Should we expect that, or has things kind of already started to kind of come into order in a way?
My sister and I get along a lot better than we used to. It just, you know, takes a little time. You have to figure each other out. Like, I know her as my sister, but I don't know her as a workmate.
Right.
But there's different fireworks. There's plenty of fireworks. I think there's more fireworks this season than there were last season.
Really?
They're just different fireworks.
As far as cooking and challenges, or just people that you have to encounter?
All of that. Cooking, some really difficult events. And there's a very unsuccessful event in there.
Okay.
Then there's, you know, me trying to keep people together, you know what I'm saying? Like there's friction within the company. You know, different people don't get along with each other.
Right.
I have to like put out fires and make sure everybody's okay and make sure these people aren't fighting and keep people focused on the task at hand. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, that's difficult in any business, I can imagine. Yeah. And you know, talking a little bit about these tests, because I feel like, you know, as an entrepreneur, you are put through a lot of tests. What would you say has been the most difficult, you know, or rather challenging client that you've had to be paired with? And what has been, and on the flip side, what is the, I guess, most intimidating client, but it turned out to be the best experience ever?
Okay, I would say the most challenging client this last busy season was a guy named B. Scott. You know who he is? Yeah,
I've heard of him before. Okay.
Yeah, he was very particular about everything that he wanted, and you know, like he's a guy that looks like a girl, right?
Okay.
So he wanted me to make food that looked one way, but it was actually something else, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Right.
And yeah, I ended up doing 2 parties for this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the first one, you didn't realize how difficult this was going to be.
It was not my crowning achievement. I'll tell you that much. Okay.
Yeah. And then any clients that you've had that you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like the crazy experience, and it turned out to be so awesome and a great experience.
I would say Phaedra Parks. I was intimidated to do an event for her because, you know, she's very particular. She knows what she likes.
Right.
And she does her own events. So you know, for her to trust me with such a big event for her, was definitely nerve-wracking. And you know, she's a sweetheart though. She's a sweetheart.
And mentioning some of the housewives, I know that I would say you've become their fan favorite. I don't know, because I see that you are cooking for quite a few of them, specifically Real Housewives of Atlanta. Who would you say in the kitchen would be the best woman to throw down? Like if there was like a competition that you really could see.
Who do I think would be the best cook out of
Yeah.
I want to say Nene, because she has kids.
But wait, Candy has kids, and okay.
If she has grown kids, that means she's been doing it for longer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I guess.
I would say I would have to put my money on Indy in the kitchen.
Okay. Now, of course, I do want to get into some hot topics because clearly, being quote-unquote Miss Drama, there are some things I do want to address. And I think one of the most interesting things I saw online about you, which I'm sure, I don't know if it was just in jest or fun, was this whole Mike Tyson text hoax thing.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about? Can you clarify, please?
Anybody that follows me on Instagram, that's at Chef Roble, everybody knows I'm a jokester. It's pure comedy. It's comedy and food porn. So people don't take me seriously. Like, I was just in Andy Cohen's office cutting up, like acting like I'm drinking his champagne and eating his Girl Scout cookies, sleeping on his couch.
Right.
I stole his assistant. Like, I'm joking around. But anyways, I made up this fake text conversation between me and Mike Tyson, and it was hilarious. And people kept, liking it, and then I guess somebody from the New York Post saw it. Then they ran a story on it.
Oh wow!
And like they believed it, and then they called me up. I'm like, no, it was just a joke. And then they called Mike Tyson's people, and he was like, I know nothing about this.
Right.
And I'm like, oh shit. But I'm friends with his sister. She lives in Brooklyn. I'm friends with his sister, Jackie, who lives in Brooklyn. So I call her up like, yo, I'm just playing around. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, is Mike mad? She's like, nah, he thinks it's hilarious. He doesn't mind. So it's all good.
Well, that's good that you cleared it. I know, that's good that you cleared that up. Because, it wouldn't have been too great if you actually saw him in real life and he was a little bit upset, right?
Yeah. I know one thing. I can run faster than he can.
Okay. I'm glad you have a plan of action if you did see him. There are a lot of artists out there that, have their notoriety in the kitchen to whatever degree. If you had to cook with any specific rapper, who would it be and why? That you think would, compliment you. You don't want somebody who you're going to have to teach anything to, but who do you think would have the skills in the kitchen?
Rapper.
Yeah.
I'll prefer it be a female.
Okay.
I would cook with, who I heard can cook is Light. I heard MC Light could cook.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably cook with her. I heard she could throw down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And any rapper who you wouldn't mind helping out in the kitchen because you feel like he or she probably could use a couple skills. Maybe they look a little thin, or maybe they just look like they only eat out. Somebody that you wouldn't mind giving a couple,
I would say Nicki Minaj because she's the best looking.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks to that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't go that route. I was offered to go on, Hell's Kitchen, some other shows. I just don't like I personally don't like the idea of putting my fate in the hands of someone else in their opinion. So I would never do it.
Okay.
But that's just me. I think it's a great route for a lot of chefs. It's been a springboard for a lot of people. Like Richard Blais, for instance. He lost the first time he was on Top Chef. Came back, won Top Chef All Stars, if I'm correct.
Right.
And he's doing his thing. I was just in Atlanta. I went to his restaurant, The Spence. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's really great food. If you're ever in Atlanta, definitely check out The Spence. And check out, he has a couple of burger spots called Flip. So,
nice.
For somebody like him, it was a great opportunity. So.
Okay.
Just wanna show you some things you ain't seen before. Fashion Week in Milan, Louis Vuitton and Gabbana. Just tell me what you wanna do, baby, I'll make it happen. You know I will. Then we hit Guru, won't need a shop for shoes, and maybe take a